just proud of our football team to be able, you got to play two halves of football. So disappointed in our first half performance. Gave up some big plays by our defense and too many self-inflicted wounds offensively in the first half. And man, just proud of our team's fight to be able to. I really didn't have any momentum going into halftime, and the guys bowed up and showed a lot of fight to be able to shut them out in the second half and give ourselves a chance offensively to win the game. So just proud of that. Got a lot of work to do. Got a young quarterback that obviously can make plays and is growing up, and it's going to have to be some growing pains with that. But at the same time, you can see what he can become. So got to build our team around the positives and continue to battle and fight because this team has character, and we just got to get better. Questions?
Zach in front and Matt Weaver. No mics.
No mics, all right. I guess Taven's first performance, I recognize second half statistically probably a little bit better than the first half, but just before you can watch film, just maybe what did you feel from him on the sideline? Was it fair to say maybe he grew into that game a little bit?
Yeah, I think there's no question. You can see him growing up throughout it. There's things that happen that you don't always see, especially the first half, just mistakes being young, with the clock and different formations and checks and seeing guys in motion and things like that. But those will continue to get better and better. I just love the fact that he just makes plays, and he's able to create, extend plays, eyes downfield, finding receivers. Those are things you can't teach that. That's just instinctual things that he has. He's got a lot of confidence, a lot of moxie, and I've said from day one it's one of his strengths. And so those things are showing up, and we're just trying to find a way to move us down the field. We just got to, like I said, we got to play two halves of football. That's really the bottom line.
Matt Weaver on the left and like this.
Hey, Coach, I know it's more than about one play or, but the fourth and goal at the 1 foot line,
Yeah.
You guys called a timeout. Hindsight's always 20/20, but what was the discussion on the sideline and just your thoughts on what you guys ran?
Yeah, you could have, you run a quarterback sneak or run, your base power play or whatever, and so we obviously chose to run, not to sneak, and so, yeah, you obviously, since it didn't work, you want to run the other one. We scored previously on the other one, so, it didn't work, so, yeah, obviously, wish you would have done something else. I think that's how, we all would think the same exact way, but I don't second guess that. I mean, goodness, you guys just execute. You got the ball on the 6-inch line, knock them off the football and go score. So I don't care what you call. If you run the football, now if you choose to do something that's got a little riskiness to it, you just, but we didn't execute it, obviously, and it's frustrating. But that's the one I'm sure everybody's going to focus on, but there's a lot of other variables leading up to that. But yeah, since the play didn't work, I wish we would have called something else, but I'm not going to. I love our coaches, love our team. We just got to keep battling.
Mike Niz in front and Sammy.
You mentioned not playing two halves. Did you know, kind of going into halftime, you feel like you need to get the spark with the onside call? Is that something you get to the locker room and say, I know we got to do this? Or can you kind of take us through the process? And were you surprised you started slow today?
Yeah, I was disappointed that we did. And we actually moved the ball. I thought we hurt ourselves offensively with self-inflicted mistakes. And then I thought defensively we just gave up some big plays. You can't do that, So that was the frustration for the first half. I didn't think we didn't defend the run very well in the first half either. But even as the half was ending, which is why I chose to not go forward on fourth down there, just to pump the ball, get out of the half, and regroup, because I was planning on kicking an onside kick to start the second half. Because I knew we had to kick off, and we knew we had that. We thought we had a shot to get it if the opportunity presented itself. So yeah, that was something that we went in halftime, and already made that decision with them probably being in there for about 1 or 2 minutes.
Was that something you had repped as cleanly in practice and felt confident?
Yeah, we actually had repped it 2 previous times that week. And that's one of those deals where I have a situation with Casey. I said, if we're going to do something like that, I got to see her execute in practice. So if we hadn't done it well in practice, I wouldn't have called it. But he did. We were 2 for 2 in practice, so now we're 3 for 3.
Sammy on your right and Bob.
Coach, the big plays were limited in the second half. What was the adjustment there in the defensive backfield to limit those?
Well, high discipline. One of our young corners was the first culprit, and I think it's just he bit on play fake, and he's playing deep third, which can't happen. So, but that's learning from his mistake in the first half was huge, and then just really emphasizing eyes. So we made some adjustments and some calls at halftime. I thought coach did a really good job at halftime, did some good adjustments on both sides of the ball. But to me, it was more about just executing what we're doing, you know. And if every coverage has levels to it, and if you're the guy that's supposed to be on top, then you better have that discipline, execute, or else you're going to give up those double moves or the play action passes. So, but did some things up in the front area too to help us on the run game. So I thought Coach Guerrero did a good job making adjustments as well as Coach Bill.
Bob, on your right at the top.
Excuse me if you've been asked this already, but what are your thoughts about the decision to cancel the rest of this series with Louisville?
Well, I would just say that in the last 6 months, the Big Ten has changed a lot. And we've added 4 teams to this conference. That has changed the landscape of the Big Ten. And I believe that we have to adjust accordingly. And to me, that's just, we have to do what's best for our football program.
Todd and Seth.
Tom, pass rush was improved in the second half. What do you think unlocked that, and what do you think had it locked in the first place? In the
Yeah,
first half?
they do a really good job in this. You know, I was very frustrated with the lack of that being acknowledged. You know, so we tried to just keep fighting through it. We called some more things on some second downs to give us a better chance to get the pass rush in those play action situations. But we got a really good pass rusher, number 1, and I think his jersey right now is like a red tone almost in half. So, but don't recall ever seeing anything with that. But that's a frustrating thing. But you just gotta keep playing, and I just handle that with those. But we try to do some things to do a better job of keeping edges. You know, a couple times he rolled out and lost containment, which is just can't happen. And that last third down was just a mistake by our backside guy not containing the quarterback. If he does, it's a throwaway or a snag and get the ball back at least for a shot anyway. So, but I thought we did a better job of securing the edges in the second half.
Seth, on your right to Jack.
With 10 catches today for Jalen, this is really the first time, the most we've really seen his impact on the receiving game in that aspect. How do you feel like he handled that today, and how can he kind of grow from this?
Well, we worked hard on that this offseason for him in that role, and I just continue to see that being a focus for him to get him the ball in space and to try to do a good job with that. But as with all of our guys, but you try to maximize an individual's talent and what he can do, and getting him the ball in space is important. And whether it's handed to him or throwing it to him, so he's, like I said, works really hard on that, and we're going to continue to emphasize that.
Jack, on your right, Zion.
Yeah, I guess it could have been easy for this game to get out of hand, but how are you able to kind of keep the guys locked in? And I guess the flip side of that, how do you get them to play like that from the start?
Yeah, well, the first part, I think I said that it speaks to the character of our guys. They fought, a challenge at halftime to see, we get a chance to see who we are as a football program, as a team, because every team's different. I believe in the core values of our program, but with all the new faces we have, I want to see these guys fight through adversity, fight through hard things, even if sometimes you create them yourself. But, how you respond in a game is important. And our guys bowed up and fought, so that's a good sign. And then, to me, we had a great week of practice. I expect us to play well. Disappointed that we didn't. Sometimes it's schematic things that you give up, and then you continue to do that. If they give it, some new looks or whatever, things that you didn't expect. But at the same time, I felt like we were ready. I just didn't think we didn't execute consistently on either side of the ball. There's some key situations, third downs on defense, and then just overall offensively in the first half to be able to finish those drives. We had some good drives. We just didn't finish those drives to at least try to get some field goals and be down by 21 at halftime. So, but it's when you got a new group like we have with so many new faces, just for them to be able to battle through and fight to the finish was encouraging. We just got to play 4 quarters.
Zion on your left and Zach last one.
Coach, in the first half, Louisville kind of got whatever they wanted in the run game. In the second half, you guys did a better job of stopping them with that. How did Aaron Casey, who played a big part of that, how is he and the rest of the linebacker core, how they kind of group together to stop them?
Yeah, so to me, we just, some schematic adjustments at halftime, called some different things, just to try to take away the things that they were doing well in the first half. A couple of us tackling, we missed a few tackles in the first half as well. That you can't do. They got two good running backs, so it's a combination of schematic adjustments as well as our guys just wrapping up better, running their feet through contact. So Aaron Casey's obviously a huge part of that. He continues to play well. We just gotta, we just can't give up big plays, whether it's in the run game or the throw game, and especially in the pass game in the first half. But it starts up front. We gotta stop the run and gotta be able to react from there.
Zach last one.
I guess just back on tape, and I think he's taken 1 sack through 3 games. I recognize he rotated a little bit in those first two, but it felt, at least just watching, like he was good at sort of sliding away from pressure. Just, again, how good is maybe his feel, or how much has his feel progressed in the pocket for you as a passer?
Yeah, I think that's hard to teach that. I think there's a lot of instinctual components to that a guy has a pocket presence to him. He can feel, as he knows where to step up to, and Coach Bell does a good job of teaching a lot of those things, but just from my experience, that the guy that has the ability to just feel it instinctually is pretty special. So he seems to have that, which is great, and takes some stress off the O-line as well, but not to be as perfect in those situations. But it's obviously important to keep him protected, and it's been a big objective for us to do that. So we're doing a solid job of that right now. We just got to continue to get better at it so we can give him a clean pocket, because we obviously have receivers that can make plays, and there's several of them. We just got to continue to help him grow. So I think he's a very talented quarterback, and he's a really good football player. And I think, like I said before, he's only going to get better.
All right, thanks, Tom.